January 17th, 1973. Inside a General Electric factory on Boon Keng Road in Singapore, production suddenly stopped. One woman screamed, then another, then dozens. Workers dropped to the floor trembling, crying, and speaking incoherently. Some claimed they saw something standing near the assembly line. Others said the spirit had already been inside the factory for weeks, waiting. In the early 1970s, Singapore was industrializing rapidly. Thousands of young women worked long hours, assembling televisions and electrical appliances in crowded factories. At the General Electric plant on Boon Keng Road, many workers came from nearby kampongs and rural communities. They brought with them old beliefs about spirits, curses, and places that should never be disturbed. The first major incident happened on January 13th. 8 women suddenly became hysterical during work. Some screamed uncontrollably. Others fainted. Supervisors initially believed it was exhaustion or stress. But privately, workers whispered something else. They claimed a teenage girl had been appearing inside the women's toilet, pale, silent, standing motionless near the sinks. 3 days later, it happened again, January 16th. 12 more workers became hysterical. This incident was reportedly never made public at the time. Management feared panic would spread throughout the workforce. But rumors moved faster than official explanations. Workers began refusing to enter certain parts of the building alone. Then came January 17th. The outbreak exploded. 25 women on a single assembly line suddenly broke down almost simultaneously. Some cried uncontrollably. Some screamed prayers. Others reportedly spoke in voices coworkers claimed did not sound human. Production stopped. Entire sections of the factory were evacuated. Multiple workers described the same figure, a teenage girl. Long dark hair, white clothing, standing silently inside the women's restroom. Some claimed she disappeared when approached. Others said she stared directly at them without blinking. No official records ever confirmed who she was. But among workers, one rumor spread rapidly. The factory had been built on disturbed ground. Fear spread faster than the incidents themselves. Workers carried religious charms into the factory. Some recited prayers during shifts. Others avoided mirrors entirely. Supervisors struggled to maintain order, because by then, even management had started hearing the stories. Eventually, factory management made an extraordinary decision. Bomohs, traditional Malay spiritual healers, were invited into the building. Buddhist monks were also brought in to conduct cleansing ceremonies. Incense burned across the assembly floor. Holy water was sprinkled onto machines. Prayers echoed through the factory late into the night. But the rituals may have come too late. On January 19th, another 11 workers reportedly became affected. Even after the ceremonies, the fear remained. Some workers believed the spirit had never left at all. Officials eventually described the incidents as mass hysteria. Psychologists argued that stress, exhaustion, and fear spread rapidly among workers in tightly packed industrial environments. But others were never convinced. Because too many workers described the same figure, the same restroom, the same feeling of being watched. The General Electric incidents remain one of Singapore's most disturbing industrial mysteries. Officially, the case was closed decades ago, but former workers continued sharing the story long after the factory fell silent, and according to some of them, if you stood outside the building late at night, you could still hear women screaming from inside. Based on reported incidents from Singapore, 1973, what do you think really happened?